Welcome to Enjoying Life, a program of music, chatter, and friends, designed to put a refreshing moment in your day. Now, please welcome your award-winning hosts, Dr. Jerry and Little Jan.
All right. Hey, sweetheart. You know what? We come in from different sides, but I get to stand back there and look at you.
We do.
Yeah. You know, this is kind of neat. The guys that put all this together, it's kind of special, isn't it? You know?
It is special.
We look forward to it. It has a lot of our memorabilia. Is that what you call all that?
I think, yes. I think,
you know,
I'm not going to try to say that word again.
I know it. And then all this, and then they put our names on these these glass doors.
That's
and
nice,
that
isn't
wasn't
it?
our idea. I know it looks great, but that was the producer's idea.
I know,
And
I
that's
know.
kind of nice. And
It
how
is
many
nice.
of these shows have we done?
I've lost count, but I don't. It's not enough. I hope that they'll keep loving us and let us keep coming out.
I do too. We love coming visiting with you,
really
and we
do.
love running into you at the mall and seeing you along the road or wherever it is in a church or a concert, because we love our people that love this kind of music and our supporters. Oh, we love everybody, but you know, there's a camaraderie among people that love the Lord, and
Yeah,
Bible
that's
says
true.
we are fellowshippers together. Paul said, "For
Fellowshippers.
this reason, I'm not ashamed to call him brother or sister." I kind of like that, really. Some people don't do that, but I like Brother Jerry and Sister Jan, and I guess I'm old-fashioned, but you know, it's sort of a way of witnessing. You know, when you're over at the grocery store and you're standing over there buying vegetables, and somebody's over there in the meat counter, and they say, "Hey, Brother Jerry," somebody over there that's in the pastries is saying, "They must be Christians. They're calling each other brother." Isn't that good?
That's good. That's
Well,
really
let's
good.
sing about it.
Let's sing about it.
All right, here's a song that I like what it says, and I like what this song says. A birth I can't forget. The day I came into this world, I just can't recall. I don't remember anything about my birth at all. But on my knees one night in prayer, there the Lord I met. I've had a birth I can't remember, and one I can't forget. To the world it made no difference. Some may even frown, but the angels were rejoicing when my name was written down. Unworthy of his mercy, but still he paid my debt. I've had a birth I can't remember, and one I can't forget. It never made the papers, it never made the evening news. When I put off the old man and I put on the new, my sins were cast into forgetfulness as the east is from the west. I've had a birth I can't remember, and one I can't forget. To the world it made no difference. Some may even frown, but the angels were rejoicing when my name was written down. Unworthy of his mercy, but still he paid my debt. I've had a birth I can't remember, and one I can't forget. I've had a birth I can't remember, and one I can't forget. Don't go away. We got a great program for you just straight ahead. Oh, you're going to be glad you stayed with us today. We've got some dear friends. We call this Friends Day, don't we?
we call it Friends Day.
Because these are dear friends of ours
Dear
that
friends
are
of
going to be on
ours.
the program.
But
Of course, they all are, all down the line, all of them, we call them all friends.
I was going to say, yeah, there's some more friends out there.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of them on the show.
But we can't put them all right here.
That's right.
But we've tried to today.
I know it. And these folks have traveled with us, and they've sung with us, and they've cruised with us, and my goodness, we just have a blast of memories with them.
I know.
I guess we better quit talking and introduce them.
Let's introduce them. That way I can talk about them. Yes.
What a joy it is to welcome on our program today some friends from right here in this area. Well, sort of from Virginia, too. But we're glad to have Charlie Sexton and Foster, and we're glad to have Selena Mangrum. And let's welcome them to the show. Enjoy life. We're so glad you all are here.
Oh, it's great to be here.
You know, we've done cruises together. You've helped me musically on the cruise. You play for a lot of the people on the cruise. You're a singer, and you've traveled and sung. And she's from Bristol, Virginia, but now lives in the greater area. And we're sort of ecumenical. That's a big word, isn't it?
What's that?
Well, I mean, we're a bunch of religious folks together.
Okay.
Because, see, he's Baptist.
Yes.
She's United Pentecostal, UPC. She's Church of God. We're Baptist. So we got all of it. And you know what we are? God's children gathered together. How about that? That's right. We're just glad you're here. How long have you been doing this, Charlie, all your life?
Well, so far, all my life.
You hope you're doing it all your life.
Yeah. No, I grew up, as you know, in Pleasant Grove Church.
Just in case you don't
know that.
In case you didn't know that, that's my church.
Yeah.
Pleasant Grove Baptist Church. Now
And you grew up in that church?
located in Hiram, Georgia.
I didn't know he grew up in your church,
Yes,
though.
he did.
Didn't you?
Yes.
You know, I mean, I've been around here these several years, and I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but I wasn't aware of that. You also been minister of music, too.
Right.
You do that as well.
Well, I've done that for probably 6-7 years.
Yeah. And you do a great job.
Yes, you are.
And you not only do a good job, you sing some of my songs. Boy, I love that. Well, sitting beside you, we need to put on some prettiness. These next two ladies are beautiful. Foster, how long have you been singing? All your life?
All my life.
I mean, you start when as a child?
I did. I remember my mama telling me as I got older and could remember, she'd say, sing that. You'd say, sing that song, Mama, sing that song. And that song was Victory in Jesus.
Victory in Jesus.
Victory in Jesus.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Did you learn to sing harmony when you were young, or you always been on the lead?
I loved the lead part, and I didn't learn harmony till I was a teenager.
Oh, is that right?
right? Yeah.
Well, you do a great job singing. And joining us is Selena Mangrum. And Selena grew up in Bristol, Virginia. Is that right?
Born and
were you
raised.
born there or raised? I know you raised there.
I was born there.
You were born there.
Her dad is a minister there.
He has
still.
pastored the same church for how many years?
55 years?
Really?
Yes.
I knew
That is awesome.
55
And
years.
still pastor.
He's pastored the same church.
Yes.
Yeah.
My Lord have mercy. He's either a great leader or he's deacons love him. I don't know which, I guess.
I think both. I think both.
Is
Wouldn't
that
you
both?
Say,
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that, Selena?
I think so.
Selena, I've known for a long time.
We've
She-
sung at their church.
Oh, yes, but I knew Selena a long time ago, almost like Charlie. I've not known Foster quite as long, but Selena's been coming to singings up in that area in Virginia for many years, watching Wendy Bagwell and the Sunlighters.
Yeah, there was a program that was out of Bristol, Virginia. I forgot Jack something or other. I forgot he had a program there and sponsored. You know, I didn't know that Selena's family were all singers, her brothers. They are very good.
They are good.
Yeah, until we went up there and we were singing and preaching. And I'm telling you, all three of them, all of you play the piano, don't you?
We do. Our mom made us.
Did she?
We're thankful for that now, but we weren't then.
And all three of you sing. Great trio. Did you sing trio growing up with your folks, with your church?
I sang in church, not as much trio. My brothers, they're quite a bit older than me, so they did it all. And then, I don't know, one day they discovered I could sing and just threw me in there.
Well, you know, I think all of us that were raised in the churches like we were raised in, they were churches that involved their congregation. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. I mean, that's where I got my love for it, was listening to Lil Jan and Geraldine and Wendy.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah, he's
can't-
trying to say
But
it.
we're not going to talk about exactly how long.
We're not going to talk about how exactly. That's
Well, you're
true.
like Jan, you know. She said, talk about your age if you want to, but leave mine out, you know. And Foster, were you raised in this area, or are you a transplant?
Nope, I'm born and raised.
Born and raised right here in this area. And did your family sing?
No.
You didn't?
Just
Yes, sir.
you.
So
Just
just
me.
you.
Out of sight.
And
Out
you
of sight.
started singing Victory in Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Is that the song? I heard an old story.
Yes, sir.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, you know, that song has always been one of the church's favorites. But when I heard David Ring use that as one of his themes, I was sitting at home in my lounge chair on a Saturday, and the program came on. I think it was out of Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yes.
And David came on and gave his testimony, and he sang that song. I don't know that song had ever made the impact before like it made when he sang that song.
Right.
Because, you know, he has a certain kind of a handicap that most of us would say, but to him it's just a blessing. He really sang that song.
He just takes it on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Well,
he's a
you
good
know,
man.
we have sung, Selena has sung with us in a trio. We've sung concerts with Foster and with Charlie. Charlie, do you sing?
I sing a little bit of harmony, but that's about it.
Oh, really? You just produce?
I do that.
He
Yeah.
does produce.
Do you tell people when they're recording you're on pitch or not on pitch?
Well, I try to tell them that, and if not, we fix it after they leave.
Oh, do you? Oh, well, Foster's nodding her head yes over here, so she must go. So you put it across that machine that kind of...
Yeah, we work magic sometimes.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's good. Well, you know, we hate to finish this conversation,
I guess
but
that's where a producer comes from. They
Yeah.
have to produce it.
That's right.
Sometimes.
Yes, sirree. Well, you know, I've heard singers that sang off pitch all the time, but made a national hit. You know, there's some of them.
Let's go to music and let
All right, we're going to
sing.
have Selena's going to start off our singing part for this. And Selena, would you get your mic and go to that section over there to sing? And we're going to make her welcome. And she's singing a wonderful song, "Over the Next Hill We'll Be Home." Let's welcome
sir.
Selena Mangrum. Hit the music, Mr. Salmon.
By the way the land is laying, I think I'd be safe in saying, over the next hill we'll be home. It's a straight and narrow highway, no detours and no byways, and over the next hill we'll be home. From the prophets I've been hearing, I would say the end is nearing.
was so good. That was so good, Selena. Bless your heart.
Thank you.
You know, we went to black, which means you were watching a commercial if you were watching, but we were talking on the set.
And you were about to
Yeah, you know, I got emotional, you know.
That's okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And we know this. We'll talk about, I'm going to be blunt. I'm just going to say it like this. You know, there are some people that choose to sing as a career. They choose it as a vocation, and they are talented and they're good. But there's a difference in those people and people who have been, excuse me, audience, who have been raised in the atmosphere where God's Spirit is touching hearts and lives. Don't you think so?
I agree.
And they sing differently. Whether it's over television or in person, there is something there that gets a grip. And I believe it's a kindred spirit.
I believe so.
Wow. And I love that. Charlie, you've been in church work, and you've probably seen it in church work.
Absolutely. And the perfect example, and I tell people all over the nation, we mentioned earlier that I grew up at Pleasant Grove. I saw a side, I'm going to join you and cry. I saw a side of Wendy and the Sunlighters that most people didn't. Most people saw them in the concert stages, saw
true.
the fun songs, This Train, and Wendy's stories, of course. But I saw them on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I've seen Geraldine shout her hair down.
Yeah.
I've seen Wendy teach Sunday school. I saw a side of them that, you know, like you said, on the professional side, you know, you see that one thing. But boy, it's sweet when you get in that intimate church service and can feel the sweet Holy Ghost. Nothing like it.
Charlie,
Nothing like
I'm seeing a side of Charlie I don't see very often. I love it. I love it. It is true. You know, there is a difference.
There is a difference.
I think when that's what our music's all about. That's what our music's all about.
It tells a story.
It's
It touches-
thrilling. It's exciting.
It touches the
but
heart.
boy, it touches the heart too. And people that wrote our music, they're not Beethovens and Mozarts and Chopins and all that. They are earthy people that write out of their heart.
Are you talking about somebody like Fanny Crosby?
Yes. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a fortune. Glory. I am thine, O Lord. You know, you just can't beat those kind of songs to get our message across.
That's true.
Am I bawling too much?
I don't know. I think we're all bawling a little bit. Yes.
Well, it's not a matter of losing control. It's just that your emotions are flowing over. You were raised in an atmosphere, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Foster was, yes.
Absolutely.
And you know, many churches today are feeling a resurgence of that. We're seeing that come back. You know, there was an era when we went through that in the revival sessions from around 1900 to 1950 and 60, and then the churches seemed like they got a little more that we thought we needed to move on. But we're seeing a resurgence of that.
There's a craving for that.
Huh?
There's a craving for that everywhere you go.
Would you say that a little loud?
There's a craving for that, the Spirit of the Lord.
There's a
you know,
craving for that.
We were talking about the fact that we're all kind of crying, and that's all right. But Selena, you know, she's had a miracle in her
Oh,
life.
that's right.
My
You
goodness.
had cancer, and now they say you're cancer-free.
Yes, 21 months. Yesterday was my 21-month cancer-free visit.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yesterday.
That's wonderful.
Especially after being told you may have 3 months to live.
She was
Boy.
diagnosed.
Yes.
Stage 4 metastatic melanoma. I had 12 tumors spread throughout my body. They did surgery, and within 3 months, most of them were back. So we got to praying, and God did the rest of the work.
You know, that's
That's
wonderful.
True. That's
Yes.
wonderful. That's the reason she's shedding tears.
Yes.
She's shedding
That's
tears
joy.
of joy.
Tears of joy. Yesterday was a great day, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, how about y'all? Have you? Do you enjoy that kind of worship and that kind of singing too?
Oh,
Of course,
yeah.
you almost bawled just like I did, talking about Wendy Bagwell.
Oh,
and
there-
I'm glad you told that story.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Wendy was
He's trying to say something.
Wendy was a great.
Entertainer.
He was a great entertainer.
Yes.
Nothing like him. But when he was in church, you know, he was the Bible class teacher for many years.
And leader in the church.
And he
Yes.
knew how to teach the Bible.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You remember that.
That's great. Well, how about your background, Foster? You haven't said too much here.
I grew up in the Pentecostal church, and I love the freedom of worship that's allowed to take place there.
That's right.
It's
You like to say amen and hear an amen?
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
I like being allowed to raise my hands.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I love that atmosphere.
Yes.
I love that atmosphere. Well, that is so good. Well, we kind of hate to bring this to a close.
But we got to.
This is my kind of thing.
We got to hear another song.
Selena, not Selena sing now. You've sung.
You did a great
We'll have
job.
to get y'all all back. And
That'll
we'll
be
just all
fun.
just spend a whole
Let's
time
let
singing.
Foster sing one.
And Foster's going to sing. So if you'll get in place, Foster, we'd appreciate that. And now we're going to enjoy another wonderful song from a great singer. And oftentimes you support her, you play the piano.
Right, I do.
But
You're gonna
today
sit here
she's
and
singing
enjoy
with the
it.
track. Are you playing on this track?
No, I'm not. But this is a great song written by a dear friend of ours, Kyle Rowland.
Oh, my great
Yeah,
songwriter.
Kyle, probably one of the Fanny Crosby of our era. I like to call her.
I think so.
But this song
What's the
called
name of it?
The Anchor.
It's Enjoy the Anchor, and here's Foster to sing for us. Mr. Music Man, let's hear it.
Life to us sometimes is so unsettled. The way we have to move and leave our friends. As we grow older, the goodbyes, they get harder. But one day soon the hellos will never end. And I'll drop my anchor on the other side of Jordan. And this old rusty ship will leave the port no more. I'll never have to say goodbye to friends and loved ones. For that anchor will hold us for a million years and more. Now I wonder what they're doing in heaven. Are they busy preparing our new home? And do they ask the Savior just when will we be coming? And do they know it won't be very long? And I'll drop my anchor on the other side of Jordan. And this old rusty ship will leave the port no more. I'll never have to say goodbye to friends and loved ones. For that anchor will hold us for a million years and more. Oh, that anchor will hold. Yes, that anchor will hold. Oh, that anchor will hold us for a million years and more.
Oh, I tell you, I'm just enjoying this program so much. You know, I don't know how much time we got
I
left.
think we've had church, don't
We
you?
really have. When I was just really, really small, I was just tiny. My dad and mom, who were born in the South, Dad felt called to the Northwest. That's where my brothers were all born and to pastor. And they told Dad, they said, when Dad went there to Washington, Oregon, they said, now, Reverend Goff, it's different out here. They said, people aren't quite as emotional. They don't say amen. They're a little more reserved. And Dad listened, and he said, well, I accept what you're saying. But I believe that when a hallelujah hits your heart and you want to say amen, if you were sitting on top of the North Pole, it'd have to come out.
That's good. That's good.
You know, and that's about the truth. I mean,
it
it's
is.
kind of hard to swallow them back when they're that way.
We're so glad y'all
Thank
came.
y'all for being here.
Oh, our pleasure.
Selena and Charlie and Foster, you guys have just have given us a wonderful program, haven't
They
you?
have, they
and
have.
we love you for it, and love you for your ministry and for your testimony of miracle in your life and what God's doing. And we love all you folks too, don't we?
We do love you.
And we
certainly
want
do.
them
Come on
to
back.
let us hear from you at Post Office Box 50, Powder Springs.
Powder Springs.
Or you can get us on the email. You can write to our email, www.
You hear that
Enjoying Life.
music?
And I hear that music. You say it's time to go.
That
We
means-
love you. Remember our motto, take Christ as your partner and enjoy life. We'll see you. God bless you.